I'm working on a book. It's called Raw Wisdom, Shifting from a Death to a Life-Centered Vision of Nature. And it really means shifting from a culture of death to a culture of life. Something like Gable Cousins, who's going to talk shortly, has inspired me to talk about. And as I was starting to say, half of Americans are chronically ill. Children's diseases have tripled and quadrupled. The level of depression, of alcohol suppression. There's so many things wrong with our culture. The list is almost endless. All of these things can be turned around. The most powerful and significant thing that's happened in our culture in the last 400 years was a mind change. Willis Harman called it a global mind change. It was a shift in the fundamental understanding of the nature that we live in. And I believe we're on the verge of another such fundamental change. We're going to shift from, we were originally in the biblical worldview. God revealed his truths to the popes, to the cardinals, who then delegated powers to the kings and the queens. That worldview was overthrown. That's why we had the American Revolution, the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution. We are now on the verge of another revolution. And what's being overturned is precisely the vision that was introduced in the 17th century, which brought us the Industrial Revolution. But now we see the pollution and the atomic weapons, and we see the damage to our bodies. And so it's time for another revolution, another revisioning of our cosmos. And that's what I see happening. And it's going to be one that sees that life and consciousness are at the core of nature and not the old traditional mathematical, atomic, chemical view that has brought us to where we are today. The consciousness model, once you have that model, you can begin to understand how things work and why they work. And when you do that, then you won't fall off the wagon. It's just like a doctor's not going to stop prescribing drugs. Well, us in the natural movement shouldn't fall off the wagon. I had a girlfriend who fell off the wagon, and then she went back to eating meat, and then she went back to the cancer treatments, and then she's no longer with us a year later. It's a tragedy, and I know so many people who have fallen off the wagon because they had a blood test or they had this little thing. If we have a framework of another worldview, it will keep us on track. Not only will it keep us on track, but the confidence to stay on the track and then to convince others all around the world, the billions of people who are suffering, that we really need to make a change, and that change will happen. And it will transform our planet, it will transform our healthcare system, it will transform every aspect of our society, just like the 17th century worldview transformed everything. And that's what I'm praying for, and that's what I'm working towards.